Hello and welcome to the Canadian North. Now in the second part of the 19th century, Russia was very backward compared to the Central and Western Europe. And while in Western Europe you had you started to have these big cities and better not highways, but at least a lot of railways and public parks and all kind of. It was a more urban scenery and geography in Europe. And then in Russia you still had a lot of countryside and a lot of pristine, untouched nature, dominated very often by the forest, by deep, dark, untouched forest. And of course at that time, after 1850, the photography was starting to develop, and they had these black and white pictures, photos, and you could say they were catching some aspects of the natural beauty in Russia. But very important, there was an entire movement of Russian painters who painted, who catched a lot of magical beauty of Russian scenery, dominated again by wetlands, forest and lakes. And one of the painters, one of the names that come to mind is Ivan Shishkin. Now if you ask me, he's the best in capturing the magic of Russian beauty, of Russian scenery. But that's just me. I know about his paintings and I admire his paintings from 20 years now, more than 20 years now, and I know them by heart. And well, this is why I put on the screen some of these paintings to give you a different idea about Russia of those years, second half of 19th century and the first years of the 20th century. And it crossed my mind, who were the people, you know, the crews on those doomed battleship and cruisers and destroyers in Port Arthur, and later on in the second and third Pacific Squadron coming from the Baltics. Who were those people? Well, those people were simple peasants, young and not so young peasants, majority of them completely illiterate, but who used to live in the middle of this beauty. Of course, their villages were perhaps poor and miserable compared to the rest of Europe, but they were still lived in the middle of this beauty, of this deep, dark forests, and they found themselves at some point crammed together and one on top of each other on those perhaps miserable and unsanitary battleships, and you know, don't get me started about the conditions in those times, and that explains, that a very small piece of explanation about the lack of morale, the very low morale of those crews during the war, during the Russo-Japanese War. So you have these people who used to live in such a natural beauty, and then you put them together, you throw them together in the middle of nowhere, in extreme far east, in very different geographic conditions and very different climate and so on. And well, it was a tragedy for them, it was a big tragedy for them. And even today, of course, Central and Eastern Europe and of course even more Western Europe, they are very, very urbanized, they are very citadine, they are very, you know, a lot of urbanism and a lot of architecture and a lot of this and a lot of that, but everything is artificial. If you want real nature, you should go to Poland, you should go to Romania, you should go here and there in the Balkans, but especially you should go to Russia, okay? To Russia, where there is a lot of natural beauty. In European Russia, in Siberia, you still have the Lena and the Amur, and you have these fantastic trips that you can take on the big rivers and in the deep dark forests. They are still there, they still exist, and it's a fantastic time to visit them. And how many of us wouldn't dream of living perhaps part of the year within such scenery? So yeah, and this why I show you on screen these pictures, these paintings, is because Ivan Shishkin is just an introduction for another big name in Russian painting, whose end of life was very, very intertwined with the Battle of Port Arthur. And about this new painter we will talk in the next episode. Yeah, so enjoy, keep in mind Ivan Shishkin, great Russian painter. He captured the magical beauty of Russia, the natural beauty of Russia, especially the forest. Very, very interesting for me. Yes, thank you. We are still in step 16, as you know, and there were 2 ladders, 2 handrails, and 3 machine guns that had to be bent and paint. I did the best I could, and then they will have to be mounted on the ship. But as I previously said, the more I advanced towards the top of the ship, the more frustrated I am, and I don't even know what episode this is supposed to be. I think it's the 58 or so. So I've decided in about 2 episodes after number 60 I will take a long break from this one and just enjoy the summer. So we'll see how that goes. I really hope I will finish step 16 for now. We are still in step 16, as you know, and there were 2 ladders, 2 handrails, and 3 machine guns that had to be bent and paint. I did the best I could, and then they will have to be mounted on the ship. But as I previously said, the more I advanced towards the top of the ship, the more frustrated I am, and I don't even know what episode this is supposed to be. I think it's the 58 or so. So I've decided in about 2 episodes after number 60 I will take a long break from this one and just enjoy the summer. So we'll see how that goes. I really hope I will finish step 16 for now. I try to install these very small railings here and here. Well, the second part you don't see it, but anyway. Here I can see it needs a bit of touch-up. There are 2 of them, 2 railings, 2 ladders, but I will only install one of each on camera and spare you the ugly details. Okay. And we have a ladder. I don't remember where the ladder goes. The ladder should go from here to here, I think. Okay, I've got the ladder. I don't seem to find my ways these days with this model. I told you repeatedly, I'm so distracted by the moving and so on. And I have to tell you something. 2 weeks have passed during this episode. Yes, 2 weeks between what you saw earlier in this episode and what you see now. I didn't work for 2 weeks. My mind simply is not here. Let's try to install this one. Not successful. The first time at least. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. Remember this part of the deck that didn't match perfectly, didn't install at the proper elevation. Now I'm paying the price for this, because the ladder doesn't arrive on top of this, how it should. I'm gonna leave it like this. It's not very visible, but it's a certain number of small defects and misplacements like this one that give me headaches. And this, I don't think this is Trumpeter's fault. It's my fault. I must have done something wrong when I installed this area of the deck. I don't know what. And also, please note, I didn't install the funnels. Yeah. So now I'm gonna try to install the second railing, the second ladder, and there is something else. No, this is it for this part. Of course, we'll have to come back to the fighting top. The pieces are now mounted, and again, not very happy with the result, but it was quite fun in the process. I'm curious if in a second iteration of of this model I would do it any better. I don't know. I just don't know. This piece here, it's a total disaster, and now it fell underneath. Yeah, sure. Wonderful. I didn't bend it at the proper length, and it went to be too long, and of course doesn't fit where it should, and so on and so on. And the trouble is, the more you go into the superstructure, these small errors, they accumulate, and you'll have at some point a major disaster on your hands. Not on your hands, but on my hands. I try to bend this one again to adjust it to the proper length. I will see if I'm successful with this one. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's a simple bend, 90 degrees bend, but it's not always as easy as you think it would be the first time. Okay, I'll try to do it again. Try to rotate here a bit. This is a big reason why I don't record everything, because there are so many hesitations and reworks. You don't lose anything by not witnessing all of this. A bit better now, marginally better. Anyway, yeah, so I was talking about the fighting top. The fighting top is not finished. I remember this whole part in here. So we'll have to see about this one. This is the first part of what's left of the fighting top that has to be installed, and we have this platform, and we also have 3 small machine guns that we have to place in there. And yeah, my glue is not as fluid as it should have been. Okay, let's try to place at least one of them on camera. And I cannot place it, because if I want to place it here in the middle, I will get in the way of the mast. The instructions in this area are so unclear. I try my best here, but I'm not very optimistic. I am very tempted to stop this model after each episode now. It's simply so frustrating. Pretty sure it's not okay, but I simply cannot do it differently. I will have to leave it dry, to let it dry, and I don't know, we'll see from there. I'm not sure, I think this is episode 58. I'm not even sure I will get to the 60 before stopping for moving out. But there is something else. This moving, it feels to me more like artificial reason as not to work this anymore, because I don't know, it's not fun anymore. It's a bit of fun every now and then, but it gets frustrating. It really gets frustrating. So I don't know what will happen. Do I have the patience to continue for another 2 episodes before doing the big pause? Do I stop now? I don't know. I think it's gonna be the answer is gonna be at a moment inspiration. I don't know what to do. So we'll see, I guess. Okay, I've made an effort, and I kinda finished this step 16. All the midship work is done, for good or for worse. The ladders and railings are in place. Again, with a lot of imperfections, and the fighting top is now in place with a part of the mast. So I don't know if I can zoom more of it. Okay, let's put it here. Well, beat me, kill me, this is the best I could do. And again, I don't know if I will do the next 2 episodes now or sometimes in the fall after the moving. In any case, each of the following episodes might be the last one, and then a pause, a break. We'll have a break from this one. And I have a feeling I will pre-record the rest of the build and publish it one episode every day or one episode every 2 days or so in the fall. We'll see how it goes. Thank you. As a parting shot, I was trying to take a nice picture of the 2 models together. The gunboat that I worked previously from Combrig, and the Tsesarevich from Trumpeter. And I wanted to temporarily install the funnels and the second turret here, just for the sake of taking a picture. But this funnel, no matter what you do, it doesn't fit. This peak here doesn't fit into the hole here in the deck, no matter what you do. No matter what you do. Very, very ugly job from Trumpeter. I'm sorry. I'm at a point of giving up the complete model when I see things like this. It's unbelievable. It's unacceptable. Yes.